Great marijuana. That is the purpose of this meeting, ladies and gentlemen.
Marijuana is referred to as Mary Jane, pot, weed, or tea.
That Michoacan, man, Acapulco Gold, man. I even smoked that tight stick.
We're smoking reefer.
The weirdest thing smoking on the internet. The PodHeads web show.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's 420 on another hashtag Weed Wednesday, and you are in the cipher with the PodHeads.
Yeah.
We are having some brain farts, some technical difficulties today.
We got to figure it out, though.
Yeah, it's all good. We got to figure it out. It's been a very trying, very long day, but it's 420, and you're in the cipher with the PodHeads. It's your commander-in-chief, a.k.a. Jimmy Puffett. Being that it's always 420 here in the Cypher in Marijuanaville, hanging with my very best buds, JB Perez.
Yeah, what's up? What's up? Thank you, sir. Shout out to you guys, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, everywhere we're online. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us, hanging through the technical difficulties with us. I love the interaction. Shout out to Keith out there. Yeah, let's do it. Episode 121. Let's go.
Getting it back, JB Perez, and of course, the main man, Big Ace.
What up, everybody? Your boy Big Ace in the building. The one and only. We're back. Technical difficulties ain't going to stop us. We got this.
Yeah, we got it.
Let's go.
That's right. You heard him, though. WJHM102jams.com every hashtag Weed Wednesday, 7 p.m. on their site is where we play. I think Steel Waves Radio as well. So shout out to those guys. Everywhere you get your podcast, whether it's Apple, whether it's whether it's Apple, whether it is Android, whether it's iHeartRadio, or Sirius. I don't know, not Sirius, but I can't remember the other platform. We're everywhere.
It really
Just
are
Google
everywhere.
us, the PodHeads Web Show.
You'll find us on your favorite platform.
We're doing our damn thing, folks. Today's going to be a good one. We're going to have an update on Biden's tax plan. We're going to talk about the 8-year-old little girl who was killed in Colorado by police a few years back. An update on that story. We're also going to talk about a Louisiana politician who is A-okay with us.
Heck yeah.
And much more. So it's going to be a fun one. We're going to get super high today because we're talking about space. But before we do that, folks, let's get out the weed wheel and find out what we're smoking.
Yeah, since we already know.
Yeah, we kind of already know because this is our second take.
Take 2 here.
It landed on blunts there.
Yes, let's do this.
Yes,
Keith.
Keith. We appreciate you, brother. Yeah. Here we are. Smoking and joking, folks. We landed on blunts. We already got one lit. We got another one already lit. Big A's gonna light that bad boy up. Anyway, let's do this. Let's get right into it because we got a lot to cover today, folks. Let's go ahead and hit our first clickbait. There it is, guys. Clickbait. Very simple, folks. President Biden is back
Uncle
in
Joe.
the news because he decided to back down on a plan that put him in hot water in the first place. People were up in arms over Joe Biden's tax plan that was announced last October that said that they were going to basically get the IRS to collect data on every bank account that sees more than $600 in annual transactions.
That's everybody.
Yeah. So we were pissed.
Yeah.
Homeboy JB was
hell no.
He was ready.
That's everybody. That's privacy. When you are giving yourself access to everybody's financial records by stating anybody over $600, that's a privacy thing. It's not a tax thing. It's not an IRS, in my opinion. Right. So we all had a right to be mad, and we were mad.
I send my kids more than $600 a month.
Okay, then exactly
for rides and lifts and lunch.
It was a bad move, Uncle Biden.
It was a bad move. So after widespread criticism on both sides of the aisle, and of course a lot of pressure from the banks, the administration has decided to back down. So instead, the administration and Senate Democrats are proposing to raise the threshold to accounts with more than $10,000 in annual transactions and any income received through a paycheck from which federal taxes are automatically deducted will not be subject to the reporting. Also, anybody who's a recipient of a federal benefit like Social Security is going to be not tax exempt, but it's going to be exempt from reporting. So it doesn't matter how much money you can make $500,000 a year as long as it's federally taxed ahead of time. You're not a target. They want to target the people who are making money from investments. The people who were making money from retail sale, not retail, but real estate sales, things like that. The money that's a little bit harder. Yeah. So I think it's starting to target more specifically the rich people, the people that are trying to evade.
That's what the White House said, that the reason why we're doing this is to get the tax evaders, but ultimately that's not what was going to happen. And truthfully, what it sounds about right. $10,000. That sounds like a nice round number. Yeah. My opinion is, why not just that from the beginning? Why is 600? Again, 600 to me was trying to get into everybody's shit. The other second point I wanted to make about Uncle Biden is that is another thing where he's pushed into something, pressured into something that you kind of promised. You promised during your political campaigns, right? I think of student loans too. Student loans, he was pressured into halting student loans again. You know what I mean? So I don't like it. I don't like Joe Biden right now, man. His decisions are pressured.
Let's be fair here. They're all 99% of them don't do nothing till they're pressured to do it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It's not anything that's exclusive to Joe Biden. But it doesn't make it any less bullshit. You know what I mean?
Hey, we got Instagram saying out there they're gonna track down the big boys in crypto.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So there you go.
That's
basically,
sorry guys. So I just had to step in here for a second. Joe Biden is one of the worst people when it comes to the Senate stuff. Like, he's literally the person who signed the bill and authored the bill to make sure that student loans could not be forgiven through the federal government.
Look at that.
So like, Joe Biden not a lot of people known for this kind of stuff. So he's never gonna forgive that kind of shit. And yeah,
I feel like that was a promise. I feel like that was a promise in his platform.
It was. I can't remember the exact name of it, but one of the platforms that he ran on was to improve the economy, bring back some of the money that we have, like lower the deficit, right? Bring back some of the money, create some jobs. Every president says that, but he came up with like a multi-tiered plan. And of course, it escapes me right now, but it was to help with student debt. It was to help, basically get money back from people who owe it.
Yeah, man.
So we'll see what happens.
We know that I am living proof of owing more money than I borrowed. How is that even legal? How is that even possible? How that's a crime against humanity, bro.
That, JB, is called interest.
Yeah, no, but okay, but that's what is it? Compound interest? It might even be called. That should be illegal. Like how
the government can make money off its own people.
Thank you.
I don't understand how you can profit off your own people.
I read
via
somewhere.
Interest. How is that investing?
I read somewhere Americans, like 80% of Americans make under like $40,000. That's everybody, bro. You're hurting everybody, man. Don't let them tell you that this is nothing about anything but money, like the haves and have-nots.
JB's got a vein popping out of his neck. He needs to smoke, bro. He gets fired up about this. Yeah.
I do. Interest and all that stuff is bullshit.
It's all about money.
Yes. And don't let them fool you, folks, not to get too conspiracy theorists, but it is. You said it. It is about class. It is a class war that is really at heart here, except that the people who are running it, the people that are profiting most from us being distracted by bullshit federal politics, by racism, racial issues, social issues, things like that. Meanwhile, they're raking it up. As long as we're all fighting, blacks and whites are fighting each other. Fox News is trending.
It's the old gag of the banker takes all the cookies and
then
looks at the last cookie.
Look,
the immigrants stealing your cookie.
Yeah, right.
Look at that.
Look at the numbers. The top 10 richest people in the world raised their richness by 50% during the last 2 years, during COVID. 100%, whatever.
And the last few years has been the worst in a while.
So, exactly. That's my point, bro. That's my point.
Americans
and this
have suffered.
Yeah, man, they're screwing us. They're screwing us. You know,
point is we gotta work together, folks.
Yeah, classism. That's exactly what it is. Don't let them fool you. Absolutely. It's a class war. It's not about race. It's about class. Have versus have-nots.
100%. Let's move on to the next clickbait.
All right.
Because we only got a few minutes left. Go and hit that button. This one's a clickbait. You heard it, folks. This one's a big one here, man. Cops charged for the death of 8-year-old girl that was initially pinned on 2 teenagers. This cute little girl, Fanta Ability here.
Oh, she's cute.
8-year-old girl was killed in Pennsylvania. Let me see. I'm trying to get the details here. Back in November. No, excuse me. After August 27th, on August 27th, at a football game, basically this young girl was shot and killed in the back. Now, essentially, what happened was these 3 officers involved that you're going to see coming up on this next image, they initially pinned this on 2 teenagers, and I'll give you the full story while you look at this, basically. But on Tuesday, this past week, the Delaware County District Attorney's Office filed charges of voluntary manslaughter, involuntary manslaughter, and 10 counts of reckless endangerment against these officers. And you see their names right there: Brian Devaney, Sean Dolan, and Devon Smith. And basically, District Attorney Jack Stolzenberg also made the bombshell announcement that his office would be dropping first-degree murder charges against 2 teenagers that police and prosecutors had previously insisted were responsible for Fanta's death. So in November, almost 3 months after the football game, they made the decision to charge Hussein Strawn, 18 years old, and Angelo Ford, who's 16. And I purposely didn't pick their pictures because, they're kids, whatever. But using murky legal principles called, I forget what it's called, transferred intent.
Yeah.
So a real shady kind of legal principle, and I wish we had a lawyer we could talk to, basically. But transferred intent, the district attorney argued that by engaging in a gunfight 140 feet away from the officers, by drawing police fire, Strand and Ford bore the responsibility for Fanta's death, even though she was shot by the police. Yeah. So now, according to the autopsy, it's unknown which of the 3 police officers bullet actually struck her. Exactly. They said the bullet was damaged beyond enough. Damaged too badly so that they couldn't link the bullet to a specific gun. I call BS on that. I call BS on that. I've seen
enough CSI. I know what those guys can do.
Yeah.
So if you didn't understand that, and I think it's important, they were having a shootout with the cops, right? And the cops shot back and accidentally hit this girl, but because of transferred intent, the kids that they were having a shootout were the ones charged with the murder. Now that's the real dilemma. Hearing the story, man, yeah, you probably shouldn't have. It feels a little weird to charge the cops for shooting back at criminals or whoever shooting at them, right? It feels a little wrong to charge a cop for this when they were shooting back at people shooting at them. Okay,
that's the key. That's not what happened. The 2 suspects were shooting at each other.
Oh, is that right? I got my
and the
facts
cops got
wrong.
involved. Listen, we got to take a break, but when we come back, we're gonna finish talking about this. We'll like I said, we'll continue about this. You're in the Cipher with the Pod.
The Tribia Show would like to thank Boggy Creek Airboat Adventures for being one of our sponsors. I got to go on an airboat and saw a real gator. I even got to go to the gem mine and mine for some gems. We ate a steak dinner at the restaurant and even got some gator bites. If you want to have a blast with the entire family, I suggest you go to www.bcairboats.com right now. Get your tickets today. The website again is bcairboats.com. Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range. Great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com. Mid-State Fire has been providing top-quality fire equipment services for 3 generations to the Central Florida area. Don't wait for an emergency to repair. Call Mid-State Fire today at 407-246-8855. Get your fire extinguishers and emergency lighting for both your home and businesses by visiting www.midstatefire.com. That number again is 407-246-8855.
The Tiberia Show would like to thank one of their dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering to trophies and awards. The cool part about custom designs is they can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373 and tell them that
Tiberius
sent you.
All right, you're back in the cipher with the PodHeads.
Yeah.
Frank the Tank here with JB Perez and Big Ace.
Yep.
Doing the damn thing, guys. Smoking blunts, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how we do.
Getting high. Don't look up, y'all.
Don't look up. That's the name of the episode, episode 121. We're gonna get real high soon enough because we're gonna talk about space and this asteroid that almost destroyed the planet. Anyway, we gotta finish talking about this first thing. Keep checking in. Let's smoke a double and deliberate who's responsible. Hell yeah. We'd love for y'all to smoke with us. Everybody, Instagram, YouTube, all you guys, Facebook, definitely comment. Let us know what you're smoking on. We appreciate y'all getting in the cipher with us. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but let's bring it back real quick.
Yeah, let's go back.
Yeah.
So basically, you said you brought up a good point. So one of the details that JB missed was that these two teens, they were rivals. They started shooting at each other.
Right.
The police got involved and started shooting back. And somehow one of these, this young lady got killed.
What I read was that the police were shooting at a vehicle that was driving by that they thought one of the kids was in. And that's when one of the bullets got loose and they hit the little girl.
Yeah. So now you're adding to you're messing up here, cops. Because it changes everything. It changes everything. If they were shooting at each other, it completely changes everything. You got to take every situation for what it is. In this situation, they didn't have to,
Situational awareness.
Right?
Yeah, that's my thing. Situational awareness. We hear this all the time. We don't know. And speaking for, I guess, in defense of police, is you never know what you're going to do in that kind of situation. But that's what you train for. That's what you sign up for. You train for that kind of things. We have to be more strict about who we're hiring in the first place. And we got to be better about our training. You got to have situational awareness. If Tom Brady at goddamn 50 years old can freaking stay in the pocket for 3 seconds and throw a fucking touchdown to Mike Evans, then you know what? A 26-year-old cop should have enough discretion to know that I don't need to shoot at a freaking car that's driving away, or I don't need to get into a high-speed chase with a motorcycle in the middle of downtown traffic. We hear about these things all the damn time, and it's like police recklessly endangering the public. Why? To get the guy? Is that guy gonna really put any more people in danger if you track that plate and go find them later? I mean, I'm not trying to tell these people how to do their job, but come on, there's got to be a better way to handle this. I agree.
Hey, I'm just saying, as guys in the military, you guys have way more understanding of like rules of engagement, different things like that than most civilians do. So
absolutely.
The fact that those cops are not held to the same standards as military, because we're held to the standards when we're dealing with citizens of other countries. They're dealing with us, our own citizens of our own country, and they're still doing shit that's literally illegal under fucking federal, or not even federal, but international law. They're not allowed to fucking light us, dude, or throw gas in our face. That's illegal.
And they do it.
That's torture, and they still do that all day long, no problems.
I think I lost my train of thought.
It's training. It's about training.
Listen, you're at a high school football game. It don't take a genius. Like, it's common sense. You should not be shooting
line of fire, right?
In the direction of there's families there. It's a high school football game. Come on, man. Yes, these two jackasses were shooting at each other. Go get them. But you got to be more careful than that. And you have to be held to a higher standard. I'm sorry. I am not going to hold the police officers who are supposed to protect and serve and whatever all the little lines are. You are not going to be held to the same low standards as two hoods that are out there being stupid and being jackasses. I'm sorry. You need to be held to a higher standard.
You got to take every situation as is, and in this situation, you're responsible. Next situation.
Now, these kids, so they had the charges of first-degree murder dropped. I don't know what other. I'm sure that they're going to still face some kind of charges for, getting into a freaking shootout in the first. Yeah, sure, which they deserve. I'm not absolving these guys of any guilt. I mean, Jesus, but charging these guys with first-degree murder of an 8-year-old girl is a perfect example of the kind of BS that happens every day in this country. Especially it being the cop's bullet, the fact that they try to pin it on these other guys.
And now they can't tell who shot the
But again, first-degree murder, you telling me that the district attorney, looked himself in the mirror, went to sleep at night knowing that he charged these guys with premeditated murder of an 8-year-old girl? Like two people that didn't know the person at all.
That's why people get so
But again,
upset
these
at
guys
it.
get
It's
railroaded
BS.
every single day. This kind of stuff happens all the time in our justice system. And that's why justice reform is such a big deal to us and people in our community.
Absolutely. So I'm glad to see in the sense that, justice is being served the way it's supposed to, right? Who shot this person? That's the person who's in trouble. Next situation. I hate to. Accountable. That's what I'm saying. I hate to broad stroke and move on, but next, you know what I mean? Yeah. You did it. You're going to jail.
It's pretty cut and dry, right?
I would say so.
Yeah.
So, that's
I don't want to take down any cops. You've been with the police.
No, I don't.
You've been on the police force for however many years. Those guys, it's not an easy job. And the majority of them are good people. But if you come on, man, if you make a mistake, you should be held accountable, especially if you try and cover it up, dude. None of those guys had body cameras. Matter of fact, 2 of the 3 had body cam. 2 people were wearing body cameras, but did not get them. Did not
turn them on.
Did not get any of the footage, but one of them did not have his camera on.
Oh, that's a good job.
No, so of course that's very convenient.
Again, you're adding to you messed up.
The bullet's too far damaged. Right. The cameras don't have any good angles. I mean, come on, people. Come on.
Anyway,
it's all way too convenient.
Yeah.
But
all right,
on a higher note.
Yes, on a higher note, our favorite higher note. Clickbait, bro. Hit that button.
What's the next clickbait, JB?
Louisiana.
Taking it down to the bayou. Big Ace, actually. My bad, brother. Louisiana Senator.
Mm-hmm.
Louisiana
Senator.
He is running for Senate.
There you go. Yeah.
Gary Chambers Jr. He is a Democratic candidate for the U.S. Senate in Louisiana. And the reason why he caught our attention here on the PodHeads web show is because he is an advocate for legalization of cannabis.
Yes, sir.
All the way down to his campaign ad. Let's take a look at that campaign ad and tell me what you think, folks.
Every 37 seconds, someone is arrested for possession of marijuana. Since 2010, state and local police have arrested an estimated 7.3 million Americans for violating marijuana laws, over half of all drug arrests. Black people are 4 times more likely to be arrested for laws than white people. States waste $3.7 billion enforcing marijuana laws every year. Most of the people police are arresting aren't dealers, but rather people with small amounts of pot.
Exactly.
Just like me. I'm Gary Chambers, and I'm running for the U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Yes, sir. So do we.
Listen, I approve that message too. I think it is the coolest thing in the world. He's down there smoking a backwood like a straight G.
Yeah, that was a fat blunt.
He was
going to show you that he's a pot smoker. He smokes cannabis.
Yeah, so he ran for Congress last year, and he missed the runoff by 1% of the vote.
Which is real close. Yeah. So he's doing it again then.
Yep, and he is running on a platform of legalization. What is it? Legal reform.
Justice
like
reform.
Criminal
Justice
justice reform, and things like that. And he just and he wants to speak for his people.
Yeah.
33% of the population, I believe they said in Louisiana, is black. But they get very little representation, and he wants to represent for his people, for the people that he feels are forgotten, the people of Baton Rouge and of New Orleans, and he wants to be an advocate for them. And obviously, we're all for it. Anybody that's looking out for the people, I'm with it. Especially if you're looking to bring that sweet, sweet medicine to the masses.
Yes, sir.
I'm all for it too.
Hell yeah.
Put one in the air for Gary Chambers.
Gary Chambers. What's the status in Louisiana? The legal status out there? I think it's recreational. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think it's recreational. It's probably medicinal by now.
Really?
Yes,
really? That's interesting. Somebody check that.
I am going to check on you.
I want to know. But either way, you got some balls. So I'll give a shout out to Gary. I'll put one in the air for
he's
him.
likely got his medical card. He wouldn't do this if it wasn't.
Well, if it was
legal or
recreational,
somewhere.
why not?
Sure,
You know?
if it was
But, yeah.
recreational.
But either way, he's doing it legally.
Yeah. I'm loving the platform, bro. I'm loving the platform. You said Louisiana, the population, all that. It's a good platform to run when you just lost a runoff by 1%. I mean,
He looks like a man of the people.
Thank
right?
you.
Yes.
Of course, he looks just
You
like.
should look like your constituents.
Yes, I always say
Absolutely.
that, and I love when the people of the people run because gerrymandering. Have you guys heard of?
Oh, yeah.
Gerrymandering, making the line so that this can vote like this. Nah, dog. We done with that stuff. Be the people. Represent the people. Be of the people.
Louisiana legalized it, but there's only 9 permits to companies in the entire state.
Okay, all right.
So, yeah,
it's legal.
So they're still monopolizing, but it is legally recreational, right?
Says here, states waste $3.7 billion annually enforcing these BS marijuana laws.
Still.
Look at that. Yeah.
So let's talk about what $3.6 billion could do for the state of Louisiana, right? Like,
Any
I'm
state.
sure that's my point. Like, I'm sure education.
Come on.
I don't know. Pick one. There's
That
so
actually
many
that
uses.
doesn't include the DEA's budget for the war on drugs either.
Oh, exactly.
ridiculous.
Come on.
Yeah. So again, I'm digging the platform, man. I think he's going to get that 1%. It looks like he's going to get that 1%. It's trending all over the internet.
33% of the population in Louisiana is black, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's just defined black. You know, most Latinos are are designated as white
Yep.
on your census.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure he's gonna get the vote. He got my vote if I lived in Louisiana. So I'm sure he's gonna get a vote of progressive whites and some Latinos and others. So I'm all for him. If I was in Louisiana, I'd vote for him. Yeah.
Yeah. We're cannabis lovers.
Oh,
here.
Tomcats in Louisiana, damn.
Oh, Tomcats.
Shout out. So you know, are you voting for this guy? Let me know
Yeah,
if you're all
are
for this
you?
guy.
Is he full? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Again, but we love it. And here, 420 cannabis. Anytime you're gonna take the medicine, this sweet medicine, and you turn it into profit for education, profit for infrastructure,
So they did in
homeless.
Colorado.
I don't know. Pick one, right? The streets, any of them. It's the right thing to do versus putting people in jail. He said what, 30 minutes? I didn't remember what the video said, but every day someone's put in jail.
37 minutes or whatever.
Come on
Jesus.
now. The average that every 37 minutes someone goes to jail for marijuana still
Yeah,
in
37
2020
seconds.
when we got
Every
companies,
37 seconds.
37 seconds.
And the time it took you to watch that freaking film, somebody's getting thrown
When we
in
got
jail.
blunt wraps making billions, we got lighters. I mean, we got people making ham over fizz and people still being sent to jail. We don't like that.
Listen,
Come on.
We don't like that.
the folks over at Game and all those guys, sorry if I'm not supposed to say the name, they know ain't nobody smoking those cigars. They know ain't nobody smoking that shit.
Yeah.
They know exactly what we're doing with the damn cigars.
Yeah, dude.
They know what we're doing.
Come on now.
So if it's legal for them to profit off the shit, come on.
But I don't know what's the point there. What do you mean?
He's trying
Why
to
are we
say
talking
without
about the blunt
saying
wrap people?
that he's saying they're making it for us, the weed smokers, not
Yeah.
necessarily the tobacco smoker.
Sure.
They're making that shit. They know what it's for.
All right, listen, we gotta get to break. I'm still confused. I'll figure this out during break. When we come back, we're gonna have PodHeads Court, folks.
Yeah.
So all rise. We'll be back in the Cipher with the PodHeads.
Yes, sir.
See David Smith Law.com. You can call him at 407-801-2667. Wait, you are not Chuck. My dad can help when people get hurt. He loves to help people. If you are ever injured at work or in a car accident, you should call my friend Chuck. You can call him at 407-801-2667. That website again is cwsmithlaw.com.
Offices, Orlando.
Does it actually have that much W's? Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties. Contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org. Aw, Dad, my computer's slow again and I can't play my games.
Call your computer solutions today, and we will scan for viruses and clean that computer up remotely and make it fast again. Our phone number is 407-826-0810.
Thanks, Dad. My computer's fast again. Now I can do my homework. Thanks for calling your computer solutions at 407-826-0810. Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range. Great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. And that's exactly what I meant, Mr.
Bingo.
Producer. Don't mess with the tabs while we're recording because it'll mess up the stream. You know, it's pulling. Anyway, we're back in the cipher.
Yeah.
It's
You look great, by the
finicky.
way.
Thank you. Judge Frank the Tank. Judge Puffett, call me what you want here. I'm here to bring order to the damn court, and we are here, folks, to once again judge you. Judge you. I've got my prosecutors, my litigators. I got my court guys here, plaintiff, and whatever. Jury's in the background. I'm just saying court words, folks. Justice is blind.
Objection.
Order. All right, folks. Anyway, so guys, we have another edition of PodHeads Court of a Public Opinion for you.
Yeah.
And if this is the first time you ever seen it, it's where we judge you. We freaking pull stories from online that people could argue either way, and we decide who's right or wrong. So go ahead and hit the intro. All right, you heard it, folks. It is PodHeads Court. I'm feeling this wig today. It's just, yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah, so we keep it. We like to respect pay homage
the process
to the classics.
here.
Yeah, the classics. We take court. We take the federal system very, very serious here. And today, on today's edition of PodHeads Court, we found a story once again from Reddit on the Am I the Asshole page. This story was actually taken down from Reddit. So I don't know. There might be an update out there. Maybe they fixed things, but I wanted to talk about it, folks. And so real quick, I'll play the evidence for you here in a second, but I want to know who's defending who. This is about a fiance, a male and a female about to get married, and it's called "Am I the Asshole for Calling Off My Wedding a Day Before?" So Big Ace is defending the husband, and
I'm gonna let JB defend the wife.
JB is defending the would-be wife. You pig. All right, so here we go. No, all right. So go ahead and bring up the court case, bring up the evidence, and you guys can read along if you want to. Sorry about the crazy video, but we did this thing. All right, so Friday night, I'm laying in my bed, and my fiance Mark is in the bathroom. His phone goes off, so I let him know, and he tells me to take a look at it for him. In a group text with his father's husband, and grandmother, she said, "I can't believe he's marrying some nappy-headed half-breed tomorrow." So to which his father almost immediately responded, "LOL, love is love." There's no other message before hers. Context, I'm biracial. My mother is black, and so is half of my family that was coming to the wedding. I was obviously pissed, hurt, but mostly shocked. His grandmother has been very warm with me as well as his father. We spent a lot of time together, and we've never given me those types of vibes. They've never given me those types of vibes. I started crying, and when he asked me what was wrong, I couldn't even tell him what they said. I just held the phone in front of his face and asked if they'd said anything like that before. He said he knew they were racist and tries to educate them, but they don't care. They're set in their ways. That just made me angrier, so I gave him an ultimatum. It's me or his family, right? So, well, he said it's not fair for you to blame him because he's not that kind of way. But but I feel like if I'd have known they felt that way, I wouldn't have agreed to marry him into his family in the first place, right? So I told him I refuse to be civil or have our future children around him, and I didn't understand how he can love me and still be okay with those people. We repeated that argument for hours before I decided to call off the wedding. He asked what I was going to tell everyone, and I said I'd leave it to him. You saw the images. I'm a slow reader. Sorry. I'm with my family now. I'm getting calls and texts about it, how I'm being unreasonable, and that it was just a joke. How they all love me and don't see color. His mother called me selfish asshole because they paid for our wedding since my parents aren't educated. I don't know. That sounds like her words. And didn't have the means to pay for it, even threatening to take me to court to pay them back for it. She says OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I think I'm the asshole because I canceled my wedding the day before. I know that my boyfriend didn't say those things, so we might have been able to work something out. So, all right, guys. I mean, you got it here, right? Who's right? Is she right for sticking her, drawing a line in the sand and saying, if you're not willing to turn your back on your family over this, then I'm canceling the wedding? Or is he right for sticking by his family and saying you're overreacting? Who wants to start?
No, I go first.
Cards in session.
I go first. I have to go first. This is my client's wedding.
Just what I wanted.
This is my client's wedding. You know what? The case gets right to the point of the heart of it right off the bat. The text message said, "I cannot believe she's marrying a nappy-headed what?
Half-breed. Jesus. Muggle.
What?
Mudblood.
What? Right there is enough. Right there is enough for anybody, let alone my client, to call off any wedding. Her wedding especially. Let me tell you this, okay? She mentioned during her thing here that they have never shown this type of energy, and that makes it worse. Because they lied to her. They show a facade in front of her. But when speaking to her husband or speaking to his family, here comes, oh, look at that nappy-headed half-breed. And the father, trying to be a nice father, LOL, love is love. You know what I mean?
Instead of standing up to his wife.
LOL, thank you. Anyways.
Sure. The grandma.
Anyway, I think it's, I don't have to say anything else. I don't have to say anything else. Let me mention about the payment of the wedding. I mean, what can I say? She did not want to get into a relationship where half the family is racist. I demand, yes, justice for my client. Yeah, not the asshole.
Okay,
not the asshole.
Big Ace.
Listen, it's not cut and dry. It's not simple. Fucked up shit was said. I understand. I understand why she feels bad, right? I understand why she feels bad. But this is a man who loved her despite all this other shit. Yes, his family are scumbags, but you marrying the man. You fell in love with this man. You cared enough about this man to agree to marry him, right? He told you he wants to educate his family. He wants to try to change their ways. And think about it like this: how many times haven't you seen people? And now they have a biracial grandchild, and they adore that grandchild, and things change, and the attitude starts to change. I'm not saying that would have happened. Not saying it wouldn't have happened. However, you took away your chance to find out when you walked away from this man because of what his family did, not because of what he did. And again, like he said, if he's trying to educate them, it's not like he's standing by allowing you to be disrespected or anything like that. Yes, if you chose, you don't want to deal with them, you don't want to go to the family reunion, you don't want to go to get-togethers, I get that. But you're going to walk away from the man that you love. They win. They win now. You gave them exactly what they wanted because of your pride. And you said it at the end of the whole thing, that you and your boyfriend could have worked things out, but now you don't know because you walked away too soon. That's the problem these days, why relationships and marriages don't last. People are so quick to walk away instead of work through things. If we work on things, we swallow our pride and get through the bullshit, we'll be a lot happier.
We live in a time where race is a spicy topic. And when you read a nappy-headed half-breed that you can imagine from a black person what kind of emotion that inspires.
And I'm not telling No, for sure.
I can't have half of my baby family. I can't have half of my baby's family be this way. And that was basically the feeling that she was getting. The husband,
Bro, you gotta
trying
stop
to
saying that
her.
phrase in my house, bro. You gotta start. We this nappy headed.
I'm trying to emphasize what kind of feelings was going on here. You know what I'm saying?
That.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I get that, but like I said,
justice.
The boyfriend didn't even see the message, so you don't even know how
Let me
to
tell you.
reply to that.
Yeah. I wonder if
Let me
he would have
tell you,
hit it. I
we're up
wonder.
against
Watch your mouth, Grandma.
We're up against it, and so I think I'm ready to deliberate here, folks. I think today I know exactly what it's like to have been. I know exactly what Judge Ito presiding over the OJ trial must have felt like today. I do believe that I understand exactly what Judge Ito felt like. I don't know. This is a tough one. I agree with the notion that race. There's no room for racism in any environment, any place in this year. Period.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that a black woman, a biracial woman, any person, white, black, any, should be able to put their foot down and demand respect, be treated with dignity. However, I think that there's a side of me that feels that her venom, that her anger was kind of pointed in the wrong direction here. Could this man have done more in this situation? Could he have been more sensitive? Man, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. But ultimately, I believe that cooler heads prevail. I believe that when she calmed down, I think that she might have seen that she was probably not overreacting, but blaming the wrong person. In times where you feel powerless, you can lash out the closest person next to you. And I think he was trying to be there for her. But ultimately, what are you going to do? You're going to look, who pays attention to their 92-year-old racist grandma?
True.
Everybody's got a 92-year-old racist grandparent. Black, white, Latino, regardless. They hate somebody. Nobody in their 90s likes anyone, guys. So we kind of don't pay attention to them. Our parents, yeah, you know what? I mean, if you're trying to educate them and you're trying to make them understand, look, this stuff is not cool. I think if he has a history, we don't know that. If he has a history of tucking tail against the that kind of things, then he'd be definitely found guilty. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he sounds like a good guy, and I feel like guys aren't given enough justice these days. So I'm going to rule in favor of the guy. I'm sorry, JB, but I'm going to rule in favor of Big Ace and the groom in this case. And I hope this woman cools down, and I hope they're able to reconcile things and get married.
What? Champ is here.
What? My ruling.
I don't believe any of this. This is a farce. This is bullshit.
That's right. Jeremy Cash is super pro.
This is crazy.
This is the
what
jury.
Are you talking about?
Not the jury, the crowd.
Listen,
Order
man.
the court.
I'm sorry.
We're up against it. We're up against the break.
You
so
have at least 20
quickly.
seconds, my
Quickly,
friend.
please, quickly.
Listen, 20 seconds. I say it's crazy, bro. That is insane, in my opinion. They like for you to not, as a man, to not step into your family and cut them off and tell them you cannot talk about my wife this way.
Yeah.
You cannot speak about my wife this way.
Yeah.
And if you do, you are not allowed to be in my fucking life anymore. You bigoted fucking pieces of shit.
And-
Fuck you and out of my fucking life. Blood is not thicker than water.
That is why
You do
yeah.
not suck my dick. You do not fucking do anything for me. Get the fuck out of my life.
And we're not
bro.
sure that they said that. She
not
said
advised yet.
cut them off. So we
That
don't
is cutting them
know.
off.
We don't
Get
know
them
that
at a
he
wedding.
didn't.
They don't get to come.
We don't know that he didn't say, "Hey,
I'll be
you
goddamn.
guys can't be like that. You guys can't talk like that around here. You guys got to cut that shit." I don't know what he said to them. All I know,
They already said they don't talk about. She already said they don't talk like that around her. So
Well,
they're putting a
then
mask
obviously
on,
he-
and so he knows about the mask, and he fucking
Dude,
purposely
does he?
doesn't tell them.
We don't
you
know
can't
that.
have
Yeah, we
that
don't
mask.
know
we don't
that.
know these
Stop.
things. We don't know these things. Anyway,
Sorry. Go ahead.
that's my ruling, folks. Love it or hate it. PodHeads Court. We'll be right back. You're inside with the PodHeads.
The Typia Show would like to thank Boggy Creek Airboat Adventures for being one of our sponsors. I got to go on an airboat and saw a real gator. I even got to go to the gem mine and mine for some gems. We ate a steak dinner at the restaurant and even got some gator bites. If you want to have a blast with the entire family, I suggest you go to www.bcairboats.com right now. Get your tickets today. The website again is bcairboats.com. PodHeads.com. Mid-State Fire has been providing top-quality fire equipment services for 3 generations to the Central Florida area. Don't wait for an emergency to repair. Call Mid-State Fire today at 407-246-8855. Get your fire extinguishers and emergency lighting for both your home and businesses by visiting www.midstatefire.com. That number again is 407-246-8855. Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties, contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org.
The Tiberia Show would like to thank one of their dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering to trophies and awards. The cool part about Custom Designs is they can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373 and tell them that
Tiberius
sent you.
Hey, we're back in the cipher with the PodHeads. Real quick, shout out to Keith, Angel Perez, Madison Vieira, Tasty Addison, Elisa Torres, all you guys, man, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. We can't tell you how much we do. We really, really do. Keep the comments coming. Yeah, we're having a great time here. So anyway, guys, the big news, right? The news that has been taking over global headlines. That
Did
I mean,
you
we're
know?
nerding out. I don't know,
Global
but
headlines I've never heard of.
Yeah,
look at
I
this.
didn't
This
know
guy-
about it.
these guys didn't even know.
I didn't know. I
I'm the
swear.
only intellectual
Yeah.
here.
I get all my news from Facebook.
Yeah, like, that's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah. Okay. So if you didn't know, okay, and maybe I'm the only nerd here, but last night, okay, a potentially hazardous asteroid, twice the size of the Empire State Building, passed close to Earth It was at about 4:51 p.m. at its closest, and you can only see it from a spot in Italy. Okay, but the rock, which is called 7482 or 1994 PC1, which is when it was
comet,
discovered.
right? Yeah.
Yep. It passed within 1.2 million miles of our planet. Now that sounds far as hell, okay?
Yeah.
But that is the closest that any comet has passed next to Earth within the last 90 years. So it's a pretty big deal because it's given us an idea of how, a potential planet killer could end up into our orbit.
Another movie coming on here.
But
Asteroid
it's much
movie.
farther than any astronauts have ever been. Just
Sure,
FYI.
it's 5 times the distance between us and the moon, basically.
Okay.
So it's a very safe distance. Nobody's got nothing to worry about. It's not like the damn movie Don't Look Up. And it's traveling 47,344 miles per hour. And it's on an axis spinning. So this thing's got its own moon, kind of. Satellite
moving how fast?
following it, too. 47,344 miles per hour. Yes. Yeah, basically.
Yep.
And it's the closest, right? Yesterday was the closest it will come for the next 200 years. So it's a big deal because if you didn't get to see it, you might want to pay attention. I mean, the internet now lets you see shit whenever, but you're not going to get to see it live for another
Ain't gonna
200
see it in
years.
our lifetime ever
We got a
again.
video. Let's check out the video. So right now, that's an image of all the comets basically that are known, all the asteroids that are known. That red line at the bottom are all the ones that are big enough to really destroy a planet.
Gotcha. Oh, that's it right
that's
there.
an image. Yeah. And what these are images from that new telescope that they sent up there. I forget the name of it.
Hell
James Webb
yeah.
telescope. Yeah.
You see?
I mean, able to see an image 1.2 million miles away. It's
Yeah,
incredible.
You see, I
But yeah.
mean, already the James Webb
And these are pictures,
showing
right? These are
dividends.
hundreds of pictures that are threaded together
Yep.
to show you
How
how
do they
this thing moving in space.
But that's very
It's
interesting.
an asteroid the size of how do they know it's not
time,
like Galactus
distance.
or
Yep.
They
something?
measure Galactus. I thought you were about to ask an actual intelligent question, big Ace. But
Hey,
they're able to measure
Comic
it
relief.
basically based on things like the distance, speed that it's traveling.
Yeah,
where it
science,
ends up
bro.
in space. They use science. People are much smarter than us.
Trust
But anyway,
no, that's cool. That's cool. And I'm really excited about the James Webb aspect of this because you said it. Only people in Italy could have seen this by the eye. And again, we're not going to see it for another 200 years. So I'm thinking about how people need to see this. I didn't know about this. Big Ace didn't know about it. Not that we were having anything to worry about, but it would be cool to know things like this is happening in our freaking solar system.
They tell us when we're going to have every time a BS eclipse comes on. Well, they tell us about this.
Blood
That's what I'm saying,
Listen, this kind of stuff happens all the time. There are asteroids constantly flying around, and most of them are insignificant. A lot of them get burned up in our upper atmosphere. But the largest asteroid to ever pass Earth was 3122 Florence that was discovered in 1981. This thing was freaking 5.5 miles wide.
Wow.
And scientists say that it's going to make another close pass to Earth on September 2nd, 2057. So there's something to look forward to. No, that same one that was discovered in 1981. Of course, it's not going to be nearly as close as this one, but we'll get some cool images. The cool thing about this, the thing that I stumbled across, right? I was like, okay, cool. I want to see this video and check out this comet. But then in doing more research, I stumbled across a program that blew my mind. And it's called DART. And this program that's called DART, it stands for double asteroid I forget what the R stands for, but
this crash is a spacecraft deliberately plowing into an asteroid at high speed.
Check this out. This is the plan for DART.
I see.
This simulation is due to happen for real in September 2022, 10 months after the spacecraft called DART took off from California.
So this is in case.
This is an actual test that is happening.
Designed to deflect an asteroid from a potential doomsday collision with Earth.
On NASA's first
I'll fill you in on more in a
test to
second.
potentially
Because the
crash
audio
into an asteroid.
will go out in a second. But I
DART
want you
stands for
guys to
Double
hear
Asteroid
this.
Redirection Test. The DART spacecraft is cube-shaped with 2 rectangular solar arrays. Its 10-month voyage will take it 6.8 million miles.
10
from
months.
Earth,
So it
and
launched
will
back
fly
in
under the guidance of
September
NASA's
already.
flight directors until the last hours of its odyssey, when control will be
Or
handed over
November,
to
and it's
autonomous
going to be
onboard navigation system.
by, I think, September.
That's
It's going
when
to
it
be
hits
ready in this year.
DART's target is an asteroid moonlet the size of a football stadium called Dimorphos. The plan is to fly the DART spacecraft directly into the moonlet at 15,000 miles per hour, bumping
about
it
that.
hard enough to shift its orbital track around the larger asteroid.
And if you think 15,000 miles per hour against something traveling at 52,000 miles an hour, it's a nudge. But they say it's enough.
It's enough.
Yeah.
With enough distance, enough
Basically.
time, that nudge becomes
They make it look like it's
really
just
wide.
gonna float into it.
Yeah. And no, this thing is traveling, hauling ass
Basically.
directly at this thing to hit it as hard as it can. But ultimately, again, and you see the graphic here is going to show you the new orbit that gets created by the impact. Just like I said, just a little nudge, but enough to pass the Earth. In the case where a planet-killing asteroid were to hit us, you're looking at the test, guys. What you're looking at, there's the new orbit right there. So just enough to pass over or under, the planet. And basically, what you just saw is the best plan that NASA, that the brightest people on this Earth have in case a Earth-killing, death-bringing asteroid was coming. Don't look up Armageddon, Deep Impact, whatever you name it, right? This is it. This is the real life plan that all the best scientists on Earth have.
That's a great
point. It's crazy if you think about it. And it's happening real quick. I'm sorry. I want to let's give you but it's happening. They launched it. Like if you didn't hear during the video, they launched it last year and it's on its way up there in September 2022. This thing is going to take off and hit that very non-threatening asteroid just to test if it would work. So we'll have an idea are we safe?
Yeah.
In case
I want to put
why are we testing
That's
this?
my point. Thank you. I want to put my tinfoil cap on because why are we testing this like this? Like, I know that if there's a global asteroid coming, like we would want to do something, right? But it seems like it's so far away. We knew this asteroid was coming back 100 years ago. You understand my point? So I feel like we would see an asteroid coming with enough time. So why are they testing this? You and I wouldn't see shit.
Well, they're testing it because they don't want to have an oh shit moment when it's here, right?
But that's my point.
You
You're
get it right
supposed
now,
to
and you make
see-
the tweaks. You find out what's wrong. You find out
Okay,
what's right.
okay,
You make
okay.
the adjustments, and do I need more power? Do I need less power? Do
Yeah,
I
I'm
need
just
better
hot.
materials?
Okay.
I mean, you want to prepare now.
Yeah.
Don't you want these guys
Well,
working
you
on
said
it now? in
This is the
case
plan,
that-
right? We've seen the movies. We've seen what actually would happen. Well, we need a plan. We need one plan. This is the best one. We have to test it out. That's what's
What do you
happening
think of the
here.
plan?
I think it works. I think it
You
works.
think, right?
Yeah, from what I know, science.
I guess
right?
we're gonna find out.
Physics. If you give it enough time, right, enough distance, right, a little flick of the finger might only move it a centimeter in the moment, but along that axis of time, that the centimeter becomes millions of miles, right? And I think that's the idea
dart.
here. Dart.
The dart.
Right.
I like it, right? Throwing a dart.
Bullseye.
Or is it kind of like throwing a dart at the wall, see if it works? I mean,
Maybe,
this thing,
I
by
don't
the way, only cost the NASA $350 million.
Whoa,
which
that's
I know,
$350 million.
I
That's
know
cheap.
only sounds crazy,
That's
but
cheap.
that is minuscule
Yes.
in comparison to most of the more ambitious missions that NASA has put on.
Do
So,
more, man. This is fun.
I mean, that's pocket change for Elon Musk.
You know what? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Big Ace? Dart? No?
Big Ace he don't get down with the space
It's
stuff.
it's cool. I get it. It's just like, okay.
When your
think it's
ass is saved or praying on your knees because they didn't stop the asteroid coming, you'll know why. Dart.
Sure.
Yeah, look at
I
that.
get it.
Look, Keith knows what the hell he's talking
Bam.
about. Change the orbital coefficient. Just change it, just even a slight bit. And over time, it misses that target.
This is that one thing that I was talking to you guys about whenever we were tripping is if you have
Cash behind
two
the
lines
camera.
going next to each other and they're parallel, right?
Huh?
They're gonna stay parallel forever. But if you change one of those lines in just half a degree,
Even a little bit.
even just half a degree,
Exactly.
Eventually, it's going to be.
eventually they're gonna be so far apart that you won't
That's the
even know that
idea.
they started from the same place.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. So there's the idea. And you know what? I believe I saw it in the video. When you get the impact, you get an ejection stuff that actually adds to the propellant. That's probably not the right word, but the thrust
boost,
factor,
yeah.
the boost.
Sure, sure.
Call it whatever you want, but it helps.
Now, this thing has multi components, right? It's supposed to send out some kind of box. And this little box is really what is going to take off with more information. It'll turn into a little drone that'll take off with more information to kind of, see what happened, test and see if anything changed. But ultimately, the satellite itself, that thing is going to crash right into the asteroid. I think it's pretty cool. I hope we get to see live
15,000
video
miles per
of
hour.
it happening.
You know what?
But that's the important thing to remember, though. 15,000 miles per hour, because this thing is traveling fast, and that asteroid is traveling fast, somewhere much faster than 15,000 miles per hour. And you're right, Big Ace. It does have a very, very low margin for error. So much so that these guys aren't 100% confident that they're going to hit it. So that's why they're testing. Who knows how many times? Yeah, they're shooting a dart. It's hard to get that bullseye, and we're essentially trying to hit a bullseye from freaking 20,000 miles away.
You know what? I'm gonna put my tinfoil my hat back on real quick because I studied this a little bit. Asteroids are going to be the next. Help me out here. Digging, right?
They're already mining asteroids.
Bingo,
right
bingo.
now.
Here's another test to get on an asteroid to see if we can mine it. Bingo.
Yeah, we've already done it. That's a thing for sure,
Yeah,
bro.
that's the next step.
But there you have it, folks. Space, man. I think this shit's super interesting. Look, if in the case, I like the people that are on the job. I don't know about this dart thing. I hope they hit it, but I like knowing that somebody's on the job. We're sitting here, we're smoking and joking, quite literally. And somebody is sitting on the other side of a planet that is crunching numbers, sweating, looking through a microscope to make sure that all of us have a planet to freaking wake up on in the morning.
Put one up in the air for you, sir.
Put one up for NASA,
Yeah.
scientists everywhere. We love you guys, man. True PodHeads are definitely nerds.
Let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here, folks. It's been a great show. We've had a lot of fun with you guys. We're nothing without you guys out there, so we appreciate all the love that you guys bring. Keep bringing it.
Keep chiming in. Keep joining in the discussion, guys. We love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
till next week, Wednesday, folks. You're going to have with the PodHeads. JB, Big Ace. We'll be back.
Peace. Bye, Instagram.
Yes,
See you next time. Thank you for